today is October 30th. Dude, Halloween is tomorrow. Let's go. Johatsu, Japan's disappearing people.
哇，我们来看一下。
That's scary.
Yeah, scary. Yeah, OK. 我们来看一下今天的主题哦。他说，人间蒸发。好，这个地方我们看到中文的这个标题，他说日本社会下的悲歌。你光看这个英文的时候，你看johatsu，好，它是蒸发的意思。你想说，哇，该不会是什么鬼故事吧？在这样 Japan's disappearing people， 哇，人会消失不见呢。可是你看到中文的时候，你知道哦，人间蒸发，它是一个社会的问题跟一个社会的现象。没错。
Our subtitle today is A Hidden Name, A New Life.
没错，这个地方呢，它写的是隐姓埋名重启人生哦 ，A hidden name， 好，就是藏起来的名字 ，A new life。很多人为什么他必须要突然之间人间蒸发到另外一个地方开始呢？可能是受到了非常非常多的压力，有的时候呢是被这种黑道暴力讨债。有的时候可能碰到一些什么家暴的问题，各式各样的这种事情，very sad。所以他们必须，如果说今天不选择离开现场，到别的地方重新开始的话，可能就活不下去了。我们来看一看这样子的故事，到底为什么在日本有很多人他们会选择用这种方式来做。
Johatsu, Japan's disappearing people. When life gets tough,It's natural for people to think about escaping their problems. In extreme cases, starting over in a new town may seem like the only choice. In Japan, johatsu, a term that means evaporation in Japanese, refers to people who purposely vanish without a trace, as if they disappeared into thin air.There are many reasons someone might want to disappear. In Japan, common reasons include too much stress at work, domestic abuse, or huge debts. These problems often carry deep shame in Japanese society. For some, instead of facing these challenges, starting a new life in a new place under a new name,appears to be the only way out. However, cutting ties with one's family is considered extremely disrespectful. Thus, the topic of johatsu is highly sensitive in Japan. It is estimated that around 100,000 people go missing in Japan each year. This situation is not unique to Japan.Countries like the United States, South Korea, and Germany have also reported large numbers of cases in recent years.
Hey friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 58 and 59. We're talking about johatsu, or if you want better Japanese,
johatsu,
Japan's disappearing people.When life gets tough, it's natural for people to think about escaping their problems.
好，我们来看第一段的第一句话哦。他说 ，When life gets tough， 有的时候我看到这句话的时候，就是说啊，当生活变得艰难，我会想到一句这个英文的谚语说 ，When the going gets tough.The tough get going.
Yeah. That's an 80s song.
That's right.
Is that the song you were thinking?
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. 所以他就提到说，今天他就是 when the going gets tough, the tough get going. 好，就是当生活越艰难的时候，这种厉害的坚韧不拔的人呢，他们会继续的往前走。但这个地方他讲到说 ，when life gets tough， 好，当生活变得艰难的时候。It's natural for people to think about escaping their problems. 好，在极端的这种情况下，人们会想要逃避一些问题嘛。很多时候你可能看到一些日本的片子，像是什么逃避虽可耻，但很有用，对不对？好，这是月薪娇妻的这个日文的片名嘛。所以在这里的话，其实你可以看到说，真的受不了了，逃走也无妨。
Yeah, I guess so, right? So this is almost the opposite of that song when the going gets tough.The tough get going. This is like, hey, this is too big of a problem. It's probably smarter to run away.
Yeah.
And maybe when things are very serious, that's a thing you can do. Okay. T-U-R, 发 C-H. Write that down. Natural. Let's look at escaping. That means to run away. Remember, 如果我们单词有结尾无发音的 e, 你要去意才加 ing. And problems is a word tons of students say wrong. They like to say problems. 真是头 problems. And our next sentence, in extreme cases, in very serious cases, starting over in a new town may seem like the only choice.
好，接下来下一句告诉你说 in extreme cases 在这种极端的状况之下走投无路了 right starting over in a new town 好在另外一个新的地方重新开始我们叫做 start over 在这边的话 starting over 当主词哈 starting over in a new town may seem like the only choice 好唯一看起来好像就是一个唯一的选项你不离开的话你没有办法继续过下去了
That's right and 这个不是a choice, it's the only choice because only one, so 它要特定 so a 转到 the. In Japan, johatsu, a term that means evaporation in Japanese, refers to people who purposely vanish without a trace, as if they disappeared into thin air. We have two chenyu here. And let's start with disappeared into thin air. That's probably the easier one to explain. It's from Shakespeare. A ghost in Hamlet.
Oh, yes.
There's a ghost and they're talking to this ghost and he says, the king did not die naturally. He was killed. It was a murder. And then the ghost disappears and now they need to solve the mystery. The ghost disappeared into thin air. Where did it go? I don't know. It's gone. And when we vanish, 这个也是 disappear 的意思 without a trace. Trace means a little bit left over, like when you do chemistry, maybe you add A and B together, you mix, and then pow, and then 最后面在下面 there's a little bit left. That's the trace. This is 100% gone. Even a little bit, not there.
所以在这里的话我们先了解一下这两个成语哦第一个老师先解释了 disappear into thin air 这是来自于 Hamlet 就是莎士比亚的作品哈姆雷特他在里面的话碰到这个他鬼魂的像是他父亲的鬼魂然后他突然讲完说 horrible 讲完之后呢反正讲到说我是被杀害的怎样讲完之后鬼就消失了他这个时候是用到 disappear into thin air 消失在云雾之中突然之间就不见了另外一个呢就是这边讲的是 vanish without a trace without a trace 这个 trace 意思就是可能像是这个做化学实验里面 A B C 砰砰砰啪啪啪然后最后剩下来的那一点踪迹所以当你今天说一个人消失的无影无踪的时候那个踪啊就是这边的 without a trace 的 trace 所以在这边他提到说他说 in Japan johatsu 这个蒸发 a term that means evaporation 就是蒸发里面的 vapor vapor 就是蒸汽水蒸气前面加 e 后面加 ation 就变成了蒸发的这个名词在日语呢指的是蒸发的意思 refers to people who purposely 他是故意的这些人是故意的 vanish without a trace 故意的消失的无影无踪as if they disappeared into thin air 这边注意一下为什么前面的 vanish 是用现在式后面这个 as if they disappeared 要用过去式呢原因是因为 as if 的话指的是好像仿佛这边的话 disappear 是与现在式时相反的假设语气所以这边的话使用 disappeared into thin air
So this is a really tough sentence. If you really want to study this article, this sentence, you're probably going to have to read it many times and look at the grammar. Just remember, vanish without a trace and disappeared into thin air means just they're gone. Where? We do not know. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got paragraph 2. Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're talking about johatsu, Japan's disappearing people. We're on pages 58 and 59. As always, pick up your pen and write things in your magazine. Although, actually, I kind of like writing in my magazine with a pencil, personally. Kani. There are many reasons someone might want to disappear.
好，我们来看第二段的第一句话，告诉你说 There are many reasons someone might want to disappear. 一个人呢想要消失呢，原因很多，所以这一段主要告诉你说，为什么这些人好好的，他要人间蒸发呢？他们是碰到什么样的这些状况？我们来一一的分析。
Okay, underline might, and in paragraph 1 we have starting over in a new town may. 这个 may and might, they both mean like 可能. They're both modal verbs. 小心他们之后不可以说 to. You might to want to is wrong. You may to want to 也是错. These do not use to, just like the word can. May, might, can 不一样的意思 but 他们用法都一样. They don't use to after them. Let's continue. In Japan, common reasons include too much stress at work, domestic abuse, or huge debts. A few tough words here. I think stress at work is pretty easy. You feel too much pressure because of your job. Domestic abuse means someone at home is hitting you. Maybe they want to really hurt you or kill you. DOM, Latin one, means like a kingdom, to control. And debt, that means you spent too much money and now you have to give it back and you can't.
没错，所以这里的话告诉你一些常见的一些原因哦。他说 In Japan, common reasons include 包含了 too much stress at work 好，工作压力大 domestic abuse 好 domestic 我会想到是 domestic violence or domestic abuse 都是指家暴好，可能是妇女碰到这个丈夫打她或者是呢其他的小孩子被家暴等等 or huge debts 好，这边特别小心的这个 debt 老师刚刚有提到说 D-E-B-T 这个 B 是不发音的，所以它念成 debt 所以它这边复数变 debts 好，这边是巨额的这种债好，很多借了很多钱花了很多钱可是没有办法还，这些情况都可能造成这些人想要人间蒸发。
When you're a little older, maybe you'll be using a card. It's not a credit card because you already put money on it. It's called a debit card. 这个 B 你要小心，在这个情况这个 B 没有发音，在未来你碰到 like debit card, you gotta say that B. 小心 pay attention to it. These problems often carry deep shame in Japanese society. So when you feel shame, this is the bad feeling after doing something, many people think is bad. So this is very different from a lot of Americans who feel very independent. I certainly have this. I feel very confident in who I am. And if a lot of people don't like it, I kind of don't care what you think. Like, I'm going to make my choices. But I know Taiwan is very different from America. They kind of want you to be a little bit more the same. And I think Japan is much stronger than that. What do you guys think? Is Taiwan more like America or more like Japan here? And what do you think?
没错，所以老师要问的问题就是说，其实很多时候像老师的话，本身到了任何地方，他觉得，如果人家觉得说，你这个做法不对啊，怎么样啊，怎么可以吃素啊，或什么，关你什么事？我觉得
I don't care what you think.
我管你的，我就是
mind your business.
没错，管好自己就好了。对，他本身是那个，但是在亚洲，不管是在台湾啦，在日本啦，很多时候你可能会听到说，比较是要配合整个团体或配合社会的压力、社会的期待等等。那不晓得你们觉得现在台湾目前的话，比较像是日本这样呢，还是比较像美国这样？你的想法是什么？我个人觉得现在是在中间，尤其是
I agree.
Yeah,
Is it a little closer to America or a little closer to Japan?
A little close to America, I think.
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking, I think a little closer to Japan, but still very, like, Taiwanese are very okay with being who they want to be. If you want to be really different, you totally can.
Yeah, 没有错。所以我自己觉得说，像是个人主义的话是比较偏向是在美国这边，我就是自己管好自己，负责就好了，不需要去配合团体。以前的话，大家比较会有这种社会的压力，现在慢慢大家看到这一点的时候，比较愿意自己做选择，不要太管社会的压力。记得一句话，不要在乎别人的眼光，因为其实没有人在看你。
That's right. Okay. Yeah, that is really true. Maybe outside of your family, maybe if Yoda Jaren, like they really like to pick on you. My family thinks it's crazy. I'm vegetarian. Why don't you eat what you want? Let me be me.
Yeah.
But I agree. For 99% of the time, no one's looking at you.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
没错。
Here we go. For some, instead of facing these challenges, starting a new life in a new place under a new name appears to be the only way out. This is such a sad sentence to me.
Yeah, 没有错。你看这句话说 ，for some 对某些人来讲呢 ，instead of facing these challenges， 与其要去面对这种压力呢，他说什么 ？Starting a new life in a new place under a new name。到一个新的地方，用一个新的名字，开启新的人生，怎么样 ？Appears to be the only way out， 好像是唯一的出路了。
Yeah, this is such a sad sentence. However, cutting ties with one's family is considered extremely disrespectful. Thus, or so, the topic of johatsu is highly sensitive in Japan. So because this is so disrespectful, and it has such shame, that bad feeling, people don't even like to talk about this.
没有错，所以这边告诉你说了 ，however， 然而呢 ，cutting ties with one's family， 就是跟家人断绝关系 ，is considered extremely disrespectful， 被大家认为说这是非常非常不尊重的。好，所以说呢 ，thus the topic of johatsu， 就是这种人间蒸发的这样的主题呢 ，is highly sensitive in Japan， 在日本的话是一个非常敏感的话题。
So extreme or extremely just means like super, super, super. This is a very useful word in English, especially if you go to America. Lots of video games and movies and commercials. It's always extreme, shama shama, especially in America. If you know you're going to move to America soon, 就赶快背起来这个字。You're going to see it a lot. So, man, every family has their problems. I think disappearing without a trace, disappearing into thin air, vanishing without a trace, not saying goodbye to your mother, that's tough for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what my life would have to be like to do that. It must be really hard for these people.
没错，一定是万不得已才会这样做的。
Yeah. Okay, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got paragraph 3. Hey everyone, welcome back to Enjoy English School. Today is October 30th, and we're on pages 58 and 59. I read a book, maybe, I don't know, a long time ago, and it was about a gangster. And this is a true story.
Okay.
And he got in real trouble, and he had to vanish without a trace. He had to disappear into thin air because the other gangsters wanted to kill him.
Oh.
After a long time, it was like 25 years, they were like, okay, whatever. And they made a movie of this guy's life, and he wrote a book talking about not just his life, but also after he vanished into thin air and how weird it was to not say goodbye to your mother and father, not say goodbye to your friends. You were gone. They change your name. The government moves you to a new city. You have to memorize this new story. And he's used to this beautiful life in New York City, lots of money. But in this new city, he just sells some things. The food isn't good. Nobody is afraid of him. His life was so different. And he said it was really uncomfortable for him.
OK， 老师说呢，他很久很久之前有读过一本书哦，在讲到一个帮派分子，因为他被其他帮派追杀，所以他不得不隐姓埋名，然后想办法的要人间蒸发，不跟他爸爸妈妈说再见，就直接到了另外一个城市里面去换了新的名字。那以前呢，他这个就是顺风顺水的时候，他可能有很多的小弟，对不对？可是他到了一个新的地方，他开始不能像以前一样过着这种很奢华的生活，他就是卖一点小东西啊等等。他的生活非常非常奇怪，也非常非常痛苦。
His wife had to say goodbye. His wife couldn't say goodbye to her family. They just had to disappear into thin air. And that has to be a really hard choice for people. I mean, for him, it was like do it or die. But for other people here, it's maybe there's different shame, and it's got to be tough.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It is estimated, so we think that around 100,000 people go missing in Japan each year. All right, we have a number here. Remember, 在英文里念三个数字，这个第一个 comma is 1,000. So 不管前面的三个数字是什么，你就说那三个数字，然后说 1,000. 100,000. There you go. 不是 10,000.
没错，在这里的话特别注意一下这个中文跟英文数字的转换哦。他说 It is estimated that estimated 就是指估计啊，我们是被估计的数值是这样的 around 100,000 people 啊，就是10万人 go missing in Japan each year 每年的话大概有10万人在日本会这样失踪。
This situation is not unique to Japan. Countries like the United States, South Korea, and Germany have also reported large numbers of cases in recent years.
好，我们来看这边这句话，他说 The situation 就是这样的情况 is not unique to Japan， 就是不只是 Japan 日本所独有的，其他的国家 countries like the United States 像是美国啦 South Korea 南韩啦 and Germany 德国啦 have also reported large numbers of cases in recent years 好，就又有去回报说哎呦我们有类似这样的情况人间蒸发的这种情况
So in America, it's very famous that you go to school and you have to take a little box of milk. It's called a carton of milk. You have to do it in America. Maybe you can't drink milk because you get sick. You still have to take it. You could throw it in the garbage, but you have to take it. And on the side of these milk cartons, it's very famous to have a picture of a little kid and the words, "Have you seen me?" So in Japan, you have johatsu, where people go missing, and it's okay. In America, people go missing and their pictures are on milk cartons because they're in every school. Have you seen me?
OK， 所以老师就提到说，其实在美国的话，因为每个小朋友他们都会分到这个牛奶，然后牛奶呢上面呢都会有一个这种标志，一个类似像小广告的一个区域，上面如果说有失踪儿童的话呢，就有机会你看到说 Have you seen me？ 你最近有看到我吗？如果说哎刚好我看到了，就有机会可以通到，然后可以把这个失踪儿童给救回来，所以它有这样的一个机制，不管你喜不喜欢喝，基本上的话他都会拿到，他都有机会看到这个广告。
That's right. You always see you just drinking milk, looking at this kid. All right, that's it for today, but we'll be back tomorrow with day 2 of even more of Johatsu, where we're going to discuss this story even further. Until then, I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.